welcome to the show. I'd like to welcome back Phil.
Hey, Kevin.
Pyle,
good to see you again.
Good to see you. Now, welcome back home, man.
I'm glad to be back. We're going to be right down the street from here.
Yeah.
In Fair Hill, Maryland.
Right, the Fair Hill Inn. You're keeping the name.
Yes, we are.
But the cuisine is going to drastically change.
Yeah, we're going to try something new and not so new. We've spent a lot of time thinking about the type of cuisine we'd like to cook, but at the same time, we want to make sure it's something that people can get their arms around.
Right.
You're going to have a blend of food that you grew up eating, the comfort foods, but at the same time, you're going to have a chance to try things that are somewhat more, I would guess, avant-garde, or
if you will. I like that.
The beaten path.
I got that from this.
Yeah.
Now I can't stop saying it, if you will. But
yes.
That's really neat. I'm looking forward to coming down to. You're actually going to take ownership when, in January, February?
Yes, we will be the new owners on January 3rd, and we will have our first date to open about March 9th. So we're going to take the time to make a few changes, test some of the menu items out,
right.
And bring over family and friends, and
nice.
Eat a lot, drink a lot of good wine. Yes, I've got a lot of good wine.
Yes, you do. All right, so today though we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. We're going back to the pastries, candy,
right.
kind of thing.
Well, we are moving through Christmas, and we're coming up on Valentine's Day, and things to get your partner, friend in the mood. The best thing to begin with is chocolate. So we're going to start with some chocolates. We're going to move on to a dessert that's very simple to make, that you can do in less than 1/2 hour.
That means he can do in less than 1/2 hour, not me.
Rachel Ray can do this in less than 1/2 hour, I'm sure. And then we'll end up with a candy.
Oh, excellent. Nicotine. I was watching you make one of those earlier. He's going to show you how to do that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to start with truffles.
Yes.
All right.
Truffles.
Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. As promised, Phil is going to show us how to do truffles for, I guess, Valentine's coming up shortly.
Yeah, when I made these for you last time, we went through a process where we take a chocolate, we temper it, we coat the chocolate, and then I realized this is not something most folks would generally do. So the truffles I'm doing this afternoon are the kind that you can do at home. You don't have to have any great skills.
I don't have to burn my lower lip this week.
No.
Okay.
No. Basically, what we're doing is we're taking chocolate in its raw form. It can be in a chip or a block. We're going to mix that with some cream. Mm-hmm. And from that, you can make small balls. I pipe out this onto a thing. We're going to make balls with this. And essentially, once you have these balls, you can just roll them nicely, throw them in some chopped nuts, and essentially coat
that's cool,
those.
Because they look really dry there, but just that little bit of friction.
Well, you got to figure
right
you've got 90-some degrees in your two hands, so you're getting them nice and warm, and you just coat them with those nuts. You don't have to do tempering or anything like that, and these things set up beautifully. And once you've got that done, as we've already done a few before, set them there, and they're good to go. Now in these, we also put a little liqueur. So preferably I would use a liqueur of kind of an almond liqueur. If you're going to coat it with nuts, I would use a liqueur based in nuts. Mm-hmm. That way you give the guest an idea of what's inside. So this is how this process is very easy to do. Doesn't take a lot of time, and the best part is they're ready to eat. Because of how they're made, these things will last almost up to a week.
Really?
When you don't have them, and this is a great time to make them, you can store them outside, provided the animals won't get to them, and they can last up to 2 weeks or whatnot, so long as you keep them cold.
As long as you keep them cold.
Yeah, I wouldn't keep them. I would not store them at room temperature. No. I made a second set. Everybody likes chocolate and coffee.
Oh, these are coffee. I thought it was just cocoa.
No, it looks like it, but what I've done is I've ground up beans, espresso beans.
Nice.
You see these beans, they take the bean, they coat them in chocolate. So we've taken the chocolate and we've put them around espresso. And again, there's liqueurs out there, a coffee liqueur that fills inside these. Yeah, so these are really nice. Once again, no need to temper chocolate. Just put something on that you like. And that's how we end up with same chocolate, 2 separate liqueurs, and a nut topping and a topping of espresso bean. Works really well. And this is perfect when you're having a cup of coffee after your meal. Just pop one of those, or of course you could have one before you sit down with your glass of wine. Chocolate and wine, not a bad combination.
No, no.
Not always good, but not always bad. I would go, if I were having this with a glass of wine, I would get a port.
Ah, good idea.
A vintage port.
Now you're quite the wine guy. So what would you? I mean, your knowledge of wine is exceedingly vast. So give us some ideas of dessert wines that go well with the stuff that we're doing here, because people don't get wine.
Right. I try to steer away from your wines that are dry with something sweet. As I mentioned, with chocolate, a vintage port, goes extremely well, particularly because it picks up the nut, the chocolate aroma, and that kind of thing. They have wonderful sweet wines from the south of France that are going to go well. You basically want to match up your sweetness with the wine with the sweetness of what you're going to eat.
Okay.
Dry and sweet, typically not combinations that work well. So when you look at what's going on around the world that's sweet, nice darker red wine, sweet red wines are going to pair best with chocolates. Now some folks say, well, how about a Sauternes from France? Sauternes from France, because of the profile of the apricot and the fruit, tend to pair well with sweet fruits, than it does with chocolates.
Right.
So I would stick with something that's sweet but red wine based, as compared to a Sauternes, which is sweet but white wine based.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you have the whole package for your little romantic evening at home.
Absolutely.
A nice red port, vintage port with some chocolate, and they're impressed. And we should probably take another break, or should we take a break or keep? Yeah, we should. Okay, we'll take a break and we'll come back and do.
I'll wash my hands.
Excellent.
We're moving on to white chocolate next.
With the banana liqueur.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We've moved.